this letter being read. It's very emotional for me. I'm very honored as well as humbled to receive this recognition today. It means a lot to me and brings wonderful memories from the time I competed and attended this educational institution. 1993, 1994, I would say, coming from the war-torn country of Bosnia into wonderful Prescott, you know, it's just dreams come true. I don't have to tell you a story how actually I ended up coming here. I went to the Whiskey Row Marathon that one morning, just a month and a half after I came to this country. And I came with the 2 bags, $50 in my pocket, and hope that I will find a place to stay or be able to stay here, because when I came here, I came on a visitor visa. And in 6 months, I would have to leave this country, and I had no place to go. I could return to my war-torn homeland of Bosnia, and yet no one else was accepting refugees at that time. So I just had faith that some miracle would happen at that time. And it did. Julie Williams was my miracle. And what happened is that Eric Adam, who was my boyfriend at that time, and he is also father of my beautiful kids, Rebecca and Amor Adam, told me that there is a Whiskey Row Marathon race going on and that I should go and check it out. While he was at work, I went and ran into a running legend downtown Prescott, the late Gerald Brownlow. Actually, Gerald Brownlow had also something to do with me coming to this town. He was the Yavapai County Board of Supervisor, one member on the board, and because he was a running legend in this town, he was willing to write this special letter to the embassy in Ljubljana, inviting me to come to Prescott and vouching that he will be my coach while I'm visiting Prescott at that time. If it were not for that letter and a couple of other letters that were sent to embassy in Ljubljana, I wouldn't be here today. So I ran into Gerald Brownlow, and he said to me, "Come on over, I wanted to introduce you to somebody." And he introduced me to Julie Williams, who is now also Julie Williams-Jones. I barely spoke any English at that time. My second language was Russian, and obviously my first language was Bosnian. I don't even know how we communicated, but she understood my times, and she just kept saying, "Oh, oh." And I thought, okay, she's getting, at least I'm getting across my times. And that was just 9 months after I competed in the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games for my homeland. I was selected to be one of the 10 members of the first Bosnian Olympic team ever. That is when we our country was recognized as an independent country when the former Yugoslavia fell apart. So anyways, she kind of was busy with her runners at that time, and she said, "You know, I would love to talk to you a little bit more. Can you come to my office on Monday?" And I was like, okay. So I'm thinking maybe she's going to invite me to come and run over the summer with her runners, prepare for the next season, which was great for me at that time. I wasn't running at all because I didn't know actually what's going to happen to me. There was no motivation. I was just like, okay, I first need to figure out how to get some sort of a permanent status before I can think about anything else to stay in this country. So I went back home all excited, and on Monday I showed up at the exact time. I think it was 10 o'clock, we had a meeting. And she learned a little bit more about me through my broken English. We communicated enough to where she said, "Would you like to run for my cross-country team?" And I'm like, "Yes, but I don't have any money to pay for school." She's like, "You know what, I have one more scholarship left, and it should be plenty to cover your tuition and fees that first year." Talk about a miracle. It was actually the only scholarship that was left. She was looking for one more runner to run on her team. And that scholarship obviously was waiting for me. So that changed my life. That not only enabled me to continue my education, which I started back home in 1988. I was a senior back studying journalism and sociology at the University of Sarajevo, but when the war broke out, everything stopped. So that scholarship not only enabled me to continue my journalism studies and competing in the cross-country and track and field later on, but enabled me to stay, get my more permanent status in this country, and later on bring my family right there here, right, sitting my sister, my nephew Adi, who have been a big support throughout all of these years. Yavapai College athletic department, they all were like my second family when I didn't have a family. You know, we would go, our first goal when I started running cross-country team was how to teach Mirsada to speak English. And we only had summer to do that before the school started. So we would go on the trails and we would run 6-7 miles and I would learn new words. And they would try to explain to me, you know, through long sentences and stuff what that word meant. And that's how I pretty much learned English. Because in order to compete and stay eligible, I had to pass this very cumbersome and convoluted TOEFL test for international students. And that is a feat in itself. I'm telling you, I don't think Americans use that English. What was on those tests? So there were arcane kind of words that we international students had to learn and understand, and they're not used in common English language that is used every day. So, but I never gave up. I knew that, you know, that was my opportunity. I couldn't let it go. So everyone really, truly helped me, not just to compete and be the best that I can and get back in shape, but also I'm so grateful to the administration of Yavapai College who guided me through convoluted immigration process to get my student visa. I'm grateful to the teachers and instructors at that time, you know, who were very understanding, who gave me a lot of times slack, so, you know, because of my broken English, and they were very patient with me. But they also, that there was a determination and will, you know, to succeed. So I'm also grateful, as I said, to the athletic department, Scott, who always helped us go through our pains. At that time, he was athletic trainer. And when we were whining and couldn't do this and that, he would just put us in that cold ice, and I would just immediately say, okay, I'm okay, nothing is hurting me. Because sitting in that cold ice was worse than my pain that I was suffering from long runs or whatever, running hills here. It was a wonderful time being here. I left at the end of 1994 because I was offered a new scholarship to compete for a Division II school in Alamosa, Colorado, Adams State College. That was a Division II school, and I had to choose that school because of my eligibility to compete. Because of my studies back home, I was not eligible anymore to compete for Division I schools, even though I was pretty good, my times were pretty good that would allow me to compete in any Division I university. So I chose Adams State, and for them, that following semester, after I won individual cross-country championship as well as the team championship, I won 4 individual titles for them. 2 indoor track and field, 1,500 meters, and then an hour later I won 5,000 meters. And then outdoor track and field championship, I won also 15 and 5,000 meters. During that time, I broke the school record in the 5,000 meters in California, and at the time qualified me for World Track and Field Championship in Sweden, Gothenburg in 1995. So I continued pretty much successful career after I left this educational institution, and I finally kind of competitively stopped running after that World Track and Field Championship. I found out that my credits from Yavapai College and from University of Sarajevo were not being transferred to Adam State, so it would have taken me another 2.5 and 3 years to graduate, and at that point I chose academics over athletics. So I transferred to Arizona State University, and within 2 semesters I graduated with a bachelor's degree in journalism. I cannot accept this award without reflecting specifically on my cross-country team. It was a wonderful group of ladies. We were just training and working together as one. You know, I wouldn't be able to do and succeed in the way that I did without their help, support, and understanding. As I mentioned, Yavapai College itself was a family, but they were my closest family when I didn't have any. And I also am very grateful to Julie Williams, as she mentioned in her letter. She was my mom when I didn't have a mom. And even though, you know, she has become a dear friend, we've stayed in touch all of these years, follow up on everything that has happened in my life, in her life. And I just texted her earlier this morning before I came here and told her what she has done for me is changed my life, and that stays for you forever, and you don't ever forget that. It made a difference not only in my life, but in the life of my family who is sitting right here. I'm very so grateful for that, and I will never forget. So again, thank you for this honor. I very much appreciate it.